Why do you like fighting?
I don't know why I like fighting. It's just in us. It's in us as Irish men. You know what I mean? So we've been fighting our entire existence, whether that's against oppression or against the kid on the football field. We've been fighting our whole life. So
it's just part of your nature.
I believe so. My name, the McGregor name, is also bled on the battlefield. We were fighting off the English invaders on the Scottish Highlands way back. So my name is in fighting, so I'm simply doing it in the modern time.
There's been a tremendous outpouring, particularly on the tour, of fans that seemingly filled the arenas for you, even in North America, and in America, Los Angeles and New York. Why do you think that is?
The support has been absolutely amazing all over the globe. People are just attached to this journey. It's been one hell of a journey. A young Irish man, we're not supposed to be here at this pinnacle. You know, we are taught that, you know, it's almost shown upon to be this outspoken and this confident and to be in these positions. So I think the world is just taking note of this. This is a young, confident Irishman that's been on one hell of a journey, and they are latching onto it and supporting it, and I'm very grateful for that, and that's it.
Before this fight became a reality, were you, and possibly still are you, a fan of Floyd Mayweather?
He's done some good work. He's got some good skills. He's had a great career. He's made some good decisions in the boxing game. I have no ill will towards him. There's no hatred from me for any of my competitors.
Did you used to watch him and say, I want him to win? Before this was even thought of?
No, I never watch fights and I like rooting for one guy over the other. I like seeing fights stylistically and how they play out, but I'm more watching from a educational standpoint, trying to learn certain things and certain motions and things that work and things that do not work. That's how I look at a fight. Not I'm rooting for this guy and I hate that guy. That's not the way I look at fights. I certainly watched Floyd's fights previously. I certainly paid close attention when he spoke ill of mixed martial arts multiple times back in the day, as I was a young kid dedicating my whole life to this craft, listening to someone at such a high pinnacle talking down about it, and that made me, that he became on my radar at that moment. He wasn't necessarily speaking about me because I hadn't even reached anything at that stage, but he was on my radar from that moment. And then obviously he started speaking about me and then leaked the rumor that the fight was going to happen, and then we went all steam ahead and pursued the fight.
And because of his comments in the past, do you think that's perhaps why MMA fans are so juiced up about this and boxing fans are lukewarm, I think, at best?
I just think they are in fear for whatever, you know, they fear the unknown. People fear the unknown, and that's just what it is. There's a fear that this could be the end, or, you know, and it's, you know, when James Toney came over and fought in mixed martial arts, well, it was kind of like the same thing as well. Let's say James Toney sparked Randy Couture that day. But in reality, whatever, it's a fight's a fight. A fight is a fight. One wins, one loses, and the world carries on. So that's it, especially with me considering continuing a boxing career after this. I'm going to certainly have a mixed martial arts bout after this. I'm looking forward to getting back in and flying through the air with a 360 roundhouse kick to the neck, or engaging in some grappling exchanges or some throws, and I'm looking forward to that practice again. But I will continue to box also and see what kind of contenders are around in the boxing game. It's an enjoyable camp. It's certainly different, but it's enjoyable. The money's not bad either over this side. Now the money will rise on that side, on the MMA side also, like it has been every single fight. So I don't know. I think just the box. I mean, I don't think it's lukewarm. I think they are trying to push it off. No. They're trying to just say no, it's nothing. But every one of them will be glued to the set, make no mistake. Every one of them are excited to see, or nervous to see, what I come out with. What approach is this man going to have that no other boxer has been able to do against Floyd? How is he going to do it? And there's a fear there, no doubt, but there's an excitement deep down. And when it's all said and done, they will love me. And that's the way it is. I will earn my respect on the night.
But do you understand, at least from the boxing perspective, the guy who has never fought a professional fight, going up against a man who may be 40 years old, who hasn't fought in 2 years, I know all the selling points, but has beaten the best of his generation and is one of the best ever?
When you say it like that, it's like, wait, what? But it's like, I have fought in every single discipline known to man. I have fought in kickboxing bouts. I have fought in mixed martial arts bouts. I have fought in multiple boxing bouts. I have fought in multiple jiu-jitsu bouts. I am a fighter through and through. And not only am I a fighter, I am the best fighter. I am a multiple...
But you're not 49-0 against Hatton, Mosley, De La Hoya, Maidana.
Of course, yeah, that's the intrigue. That's the intrigue, of course, but I am not those people. I am a different animal. I am coming with a different skill set, a different approach, a different mindset than anyone in the boxing game has ever seen. So they just must wait and see. I understand it, I get it, but
so how does one prepare for you? Can you be prepared for you? Keep saying nobody can prepare for me.
You can't. You can't.
But everybody has a plan.
You can't bring in anyone ambidextrous like I am. No one in the boxing game is ambidextrous like I am. They can't move like I can move. They can't spring in and out. They can't change. The distance is way different. We must be a lot closer in a boxing game. And when you're faced with it's only when you actually spar with like a karate stylist or someone from a taekwondo background that you realize that the hands down and the bounce, it's very frustrating. It's very hard to deal with. It's something you must experience to understand. And it's until you are in there. That's good still.
It's okay.
And until you're in there, then you understand. But by that time, it's too late. So that's it. I look at multiple boxing specialists and see flaws. I see flaws in their game. Like I'm sure they might look at me and see flaws in my boxing game or my approach. But I see flaws in theirs also. And that's where we're at. So thankfully, and the beautiful thing about the fight game and the fight business, and a man who's willing to put himself in this position to seek to answer those questions, we will all find out August 26th.
You came from virtually nothing, correct, in your upbringing?
Mm-hmm.
And Floyd came Floyd came from very little as well, okay? Yet there's been so much talk about money. It's been the predominant talk in this fight. Do you think that well, first of all, why do you think that is, other than his name is Floyd Money Mayweather? But and do you think that antagonizes the public to a certain degree?
I think it's a little stale in my mind. And then when you hear about the tax problems, and then when I look at his business decisions and certain moves he's made, and they're not intelligent moves. They're almost moves just they're hollow moves. You know what I mean? And they're not intelligent financial moves. So as far as the money talk. It's a crazy money fight. It's insane money. This is $1 billion fight. Money is obviously going to be a factor in it and a conversation. And for me personally, I'm at the stage now where it's forever money. Money isn't the motivation here. Money is great. Don't get me wrong. And it's easy for me to say this now because I have the money. You know what I mean? And I am in this position. So it's easy for me to say, you know what, money's nothing. But people in a different situation can't really see that, but this for me isn't about money. This is about something deeper. This is about it's almost, in my mind, it's almost like Bruce Lee shit. You know, when the water goes in the cup, become the cup. You know what I mean? Adapt to any situation. That's what a true martial artist can do, and that's me seeking to do this and to prove this. So don't get me wrong, the money's great, and I will enjoy the money, and I will spend it and flaunt it and live a good life. But for me, it's not solely about the money. So I don't know. It's a conversation. It is. Some people are all about the money. You know what I mean? Some people all they can think about is money. So they're going to talk about money. Floyd is one of them. But many people interested in the whole build-up. There's many aspects to the build-up that are exciting people. One is the business side. How did two powerful entities come together and make this never be done fight? This is never going to be done. How many people said that? This fight will never happen. You know what I mean? And then two powerful entities came together, and we all came and figured out a way to make this fight happen, and it happened seamlessly and smoothly. People are very interested in the business side of it, the money side of it, the skill versus skill side of it, the discipline versus discipline, young versus old. There's many variables that are exciting people. So I'm just happy to be a part of it, and I'm excited too.
What role do you think race plays in this?
He claimed I called him a monkey. I never once in my life called Floyd Mayweather a monkey. I wouldn't disrespect any African American or any race by saying something like that. I actually called his two security guards, who were white, two juice head monkeys, because they came up and started trying to get in my face, but they're white. So I don't like how that played out. I think it was, and he knows that. He knows there's no race on this. There's no racism on this from my side. His team know that. Ellerby knows that. Senior knows that. So for him to bring that up to me, that's a weasel move. So if I was to label him after any animal, I would label him a weasel or a rat, because that's what a rat does. They try and twist words to suit them. So he said in a quote, "This is for all the blacks around the world." I was like, how can you make this into that when it isn't that? This is not what this is. So I was upset by that, but it's fucked up. But I know who I am as a person. I know I never called him a monkey. Not once did I call any African American a monkey. So all I can do is say, I didn't say those things, and fuck you even trying to instigate that. I did say that. I'm trying to instigate this into something on such a sensitive subject. So that's all I can say there.
So as we get back to the fight, and the odds have come considerably down, there seems to be a lot of people in Ireland who are putting their faith and their hopes in you. Mm-hmm. Do you consider this a big upset should you win, just based on those odds, those numbers, and the public perception?
Oh, it's the biggest upset in the universe based on public perception.
But you don't portray that with your confidence.
No, not from me and my team. It's an easy contest, and that's where our heads are.
So you're saying both things. It's an upset and it's easy.
If I'm putting myself in the public's mindset, it's the biggest upset in the universe. If I'm putting it from my mindset, it's another fight against another limited man that's going to be unconscious within 4 rounds. That's it. So the world is going to explode. The amount of people that went against this and spoke, and all to the camera. It's all been documented. So it's going to be a crazy experience and a crazy time after the fight. So
4 years ago.
But when it's done, it will be like, there will be ready-made excuses. It will be, it was this reason. We knew that. I knew that was going to happen. You know what I mean? You can even slightly tell there's a change in all their tones. A lot of the hardcore boxing community guys, the specialists, their tone changes slightly as the contest is getting a little bit closer. First I wasn't going to lay a glove. Now there's, oh, well, he might do this and he might do that, and then when it's all said and done, and he's down and he's unconscious, it was the easiest thing ever, and it was always going to be done. How could we ever think that? And we never did think that. But thankfully it's all documented, so you can't go back on what's been filmed and recorded. Mm-hmm. So that's where I will relish and enjoy. But I will not rub it in. I will just carry on and continue studying martial arts and studying fighting and competing.
Final thought. 4 years ago, I've read where you've said, and I've heard you say, there may have been 50, 100, 200 people watching you. Mm-hmm. Nobody knew who you were, and most of the people who were there were family or friends of the people who were in the ring in very small places in Ireland. Now, you have a worldwide stage where hundreds of millions of people across the globe will watch this. How do you explain that?
I don't know. It's very hard to explain. It just is what it is. It is what it is. But, you know, the emotions although I was fighting in front of 80 people, like if we were to clear out this room now and I was to fight a man here, or prepare to fight a man in 20 minutes, the emotions would be the exact same in the lead up, in those 20 minutes before the fight begins, as they would be in the lead up to the fight before the fight begins. A fight is a fight, whether a billion people are watching or whether one person is watching. It's the same emotions, and it's until you find comfort in those emotions. And I've competed in all ranges of fighting, all across the board. And the emotions are the exact same. I've competed in jiu-jitsu tournaments, grappling tournaments, where there's no strikes, where there's no head trauma. And in a club hall, on like pushed out mats, like jigsaw mats. You know those jigsaw mats where they connect them together?
Yeah, sure.
And there's like 3 people in the room. And the emotions are the exact same before I go out and fight in a mixed martial arts bout, where there's elbows, knees, shins. It's just, it's a competitive emotion, and it's all the same. And once you find comfort in it and an understanding that that's what this is, you can go and relish in it and enjoy it and shine under those lights, the lights that Floyd thinks that I may fall under. So that's where I have been at. You know, I've been experiencing these environments and these emotions my whole life. Even originally when I first got into combat sport, I didn't get in it to be a champion. I didn't care about no national titles. I got in it because the kid across the street was going to whoop my ass, so I wanted to prepare to whoop his ass if he came at me. So you know what I mean? And like even before I sparred, I remember the first time before I even started sparring, when I'd go down to the gym and I knew I was going to spar that day, I'd have these nerves in my stomach. And I used to always celebrate those nerves because I knew these nerves feel the exact same as the nerves that I felt when this kid was trying to fight me. So I know the more I feel these nerves and find comfort in these nerves, I'm going to be able to be comfortable in the actual thing. So I'd always seek that feeling, and it's been the same ever since. I've been seeking that feeling, and that's why I'm so comfortable with that feeling. So.
And you have that before every fight?
Yeah, it's a competitive feeling. It's just like it's a hard one to explain. It's like a mix of excitement. It's a mix of energy or nervousness. It's a mix of multiple things. It's hard to kind of pinpoint what it is. It's just a competitive emotion, and that's it. And I am so comfortable and so experienced with it that I thrive under it.
Conor, thank you.
Thank you,
See you in the ring.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it.